Failure. Failure is something that everybody has come across, or something that everybody will eventually come across throughout their life. Failure is said to be inevitable. Failure is perceived in many different ways by many different people. Some people believe it could be not getting 100 in that exam. Some people could think of it as not getting that dream job that you've been waiting for your whole life. And I was curious about how people define the term failure as. So I looked it up, and it said the lack of success. And I thought about that a lot. And I thought, if you don't succeed, do you fail? If you don't reach the goal that you set yourself, have you failed? Even if you don't come first in the race, or you come second and third, or even last, have you failed? I want you to think about that for a second. And do you believe that failure is the lack of success? I remember one time I was in primary 1. It was coming towards the end of the day, and we were getting our exam results back. We were getting our maths mark, and our parents were waiting outside for us. And when I received my mark, I ran out and I hugged my mom. I squeezed her so tight and I started crying. I was bawling my eyes out. And my mom looked at my paper and she started laughing. And I looked at her in a strange manner and she looked at me back. And I thought to myself, why is she laughing at me? And she said to me, you got 98. And I didn't feel that I had failed my mother or my parents. I didn't fail to impress them. I didn't fail to impress my teacher. I didn't fail the examination. I thought I had failed myself. I put a standard for myself to get 100, to get the top mark, the best I could, to push myself to the limit and get the best possible outcome. And I didn't reach that goal. And I thought that personally, I had failed. And I was standing there in front of my mum, and she was trying to persuade me that my mark was a good mark. And I did not believe her for some reason. Failure is something that is very serious. Many people feel that failure is negative. Failure is not a negative thing. If you don't get 100 like me and I got 98, I will remember that for my whole life. I will never forget what happened to me, and those mistakes I probably will never do again, and I hope I will never do that again. Many people can be persuaded to change their mind about what failure is. As I said, people perceive it in many different ways, and people can change their minds as how they perceive failure to be. Failure, as we know it, that's the term failure, is not actually a very true and correct statement. I believe that failure, as now, to me, is a very positive thing, because you can learn from it, you can improve, do things much faster, much more effectively, with the best outcome possible, and the least effort provided. I want you to think about failure. Take time to process it, what I just said. And do you believe that failure is the lack of success, that when you don't succeed, you have failed? I want you to think of what you perceive failure to be. Do you perceive it as getting lower than 50 in your exam, or not reaching your goal? So, take time and think about what failure is to you, and how you can improve from things that you have failed at.